Joining me live in the studio is the national political editor for the West Australian and the Nightly, Andrew Greene. Andrew, I just wanted to talk to you about an exclusive you had in the paper today about Australian military surveillance assisting Ukraine. What's been happening over the weekend on that front?
Yeah, well, we've seen, Kieran, over the weekend that Moscow launched that devastating series of drone and missile strikes centred mainly on the capital, Kyiv. Well, what's emerged now through flight tracking data is that an Australian military aircraft was central to the NATO response to that attack.
That's the Wedgetail.
That's right, the E-7A Wedgetail, operated by the Royal Australian Air Force and one of the most sophisticated and advanced aircraft of its type. It provides, through a very heavy radar, a very sophisticated radar, coverage well out hundreds of kilometres, and it was able to help give some warning for the Ukrainian authorities of what was coming and also to coordinate the Allied response to that devastating series of attacks.
Did we know that that support was stationed in Eastern Europe?
We certainly were told through the government. There was an announcement a couple of months ago that the Wedgetail would be moved from Germany to Poland. It's doing a new mission that will last there till at least November, we're told. What we didn't realise, though, until the weekend was just how close to the action, in a sense, it was getting. It flew out of a Polish airbase eastwards towards the Ukrainian border sometime during that long attack that was launched by Moscow, but it was able to provide that assistance.
When you talk about the powerful radar, and we're seeing some of the Air Force personnel as well. I think there's a dozen on board. But what sort of range are we talking about of that radar capacity?
We're told when it's sort of looking down towards a battle space, anywhere over 300 kilometres. And what's significant about that Australian support is, as the United States has been withdrawing its support to Ukraine, Australia's contribution is essentially stepping up at a time when it's needed most. And as NATO allies, which fly other versions of early warning aircraft that aren't quite as sophisticated, the Australian contribution is really quite key at the moment.
Well, that is great insight, Andrew Greene. Appreciate your time on that exclusive. Andrew Greene from the West Australian and the Nightly. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.